Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Kaisa and we'll be facing off against the Grand Heist adventure. I held off on playing Kaisa originally because I wanted to complete this run with action first for my Shurima champion. But now that we went ahead and properly completed the adventure in its entirety, I figured I might as well just play Kaisa just so I can stomp the adventure. Or at least I hope so. The threat escalation is kind of scary, specifically with Kaisa, where we do a lot of buffing of our own units with the second skin. And the entire power setup I have for Kaisa is based on that. Just give Kaisa a bunch of keywords by default, so the units we do share our keywords with end up getting a bonus from our Void Touched too. So it's basically 0 mana, burst speed gives something +6/+6. For our support champion, Twisted Fate is very tempting because it has double attack and scout. However, scout is not necessarily the best choice in this adventure, because with scout you end up buffing a second unit for the opponent when you go for a scout attack, instead of the regular one when you just go for a default attack. So perhaps, but then again, scout is the thing that comes with all champions, so I guess I should just pick up Twisted Fate based off of the double attack, because I can't get double attack that easily. Yeah, let's pick up the Twisted Fate just because of that, and then we'll work towards removing the bad cards that come with Twisted Fate. All of these are terrible powers. Your Nexus is stuff. It's tempting, but I don't think it's enough. The foe's Nexus takes 1 extra damage from all sources. It works with Kaisa's Icathian Rain, but that's about it. I am going to go for the Collect Your Bounty because I feel like we can go for an aggressive start with this deck, and that benefits us based on our aggression. Shell Shocker. I'm tempted to pick it up just because it's a cheap 1-drop, but no. I need stuff that has actual good keywords, like this one. V-Crash has elusive and double attack, that's great. Slotbot is not the best, and the other options are terrible. Same thing here. Okay, I'm just going to end up wasting all of my rerolls by this point. I can't do that. I guess we're going for Pilfered Goods because it's cheap. Doomkeeper is cheap. At the very least, the Bakai Reaper has a keyword. I guess Slippery Wave Rider. Let's reroll this one. Zap Spray Fin, I guess. Or Double Trouble. Double Trouble might be better because it sent Disruption for the opponent. Let's pick up for our last the Darkin Arp, just so we don't have to start with it in our deck. What an atrocious set of cards. Hopefully Kaisa's innate power will be enough to get us to the end. Okay, we have Twisted Fate in hand. Kaisa for turn 5. I am going to go for the Buckeye Reaper. And then if I go for the Void Touched, I think I can kill that thing. Yep, I was right. And now I can follow it up with another card. I figure that we can wait for the next turn. I feel like waiting and then going for Twisted Fate is the correct choice. I think the power sticks around the collect your bounty. Or is it each round? I don't remember properly. Oh, let's just drop down the Pool Shark. Might as well. Get a little bit of board presence and go from there. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to use Twisted Fate as removal.
All that glitters.
Or to remove one of the opponent's attackers. Let's share the Twisted Fate's keywords to Kai'Sa. And now I'm pretty sure I just kill the opponent by doing this. Kai'Sa starts a free attack with barrier, by the way, because of the cease and desist. Yep. The opponent gets buffed up, but Kai'Sa removes the opponent's unit anyway. And we kill the opponent immediately. The fact that we didn't struggle against the first encounter is a good thing. I'm inclined to believe that the first encounter in this adventure is one of the harder ones. And not struggling against it means that we just, or will probably have secured the win. Let's get the Slippery Wave Rider, it's too expensive. Let's go for the Aspiring Chronomancer. I can rush him down. Or at least I think I can rush him down. Sure, I'll keep the Pool Shark, Toonkeeper and Double Trouble. Depending on what the opponent does here, I may or may not play one of each of those. I'll start off with Double Trouble, get a card out of the opponent's hand and maybe summon something decent.
I've practiced long enough. Now I must act.
Kai'Sa now has Spell Shield, which is great. Let's play the Pool Shark. Gets us through our deck. Even though I'm not certain it will be relevant. Oh, it was relevant because we got to Twisted Fate earlier because of it.
Never lost a fair game.
That's definitely the thing that secures us the win here. No, my Twisted Fate. There go my keywords, I guess. In that case, it doesn't matter what I use the second skin on. I'm pretty sure the opponent's dead either way.
Their every move just makes me stronger. I can almost taste it. The void.
That thing gets removed. Kai'Sa hits for 15. The opponent's going to do nothing. You have the action, you could do something if you wanted. There he goes. Makes sense, but it's still not enough to win. Because I can buff up my own units like so. I should have just gone ahead and attacked. There was no need to be fancy and try to buff up Kai'Sa further. but with the opponent taking that much damage on a single turn, the game was more than secured. This might actually beat the record that I established during the Swain run. The game tells me I took about 22 minutes with Swain. I think I'm doing a faster time with Kai'Sa. Yeah, let's summon a Powder Monkey for the board presence. I could purchase a Void Gate for the value, but as you can see, the game's not being won by value. Also, obviously, we're going for Twisted Fate. Action could be interesting because we are targeting my own units a little bit, but no game is lasting long enough for action to be relevant. Let's go ahead and play the Dune Keeper. See what the opponent does. He's rallying. Seems a bit early, but I won't question it. It was the opponent's decision, after all, to go ahead and completely waste his rally effect.
Never lost a fair game. Played one. Soak it in.
Really? I guess he doesn't like the Twisted Fate, so he's setting up a kill for the next turn. I'm just going to go ahead and do this right away to secure the Twisted Fate keywords on Kai'Sa. Now I don't have to worry about that, because the opponent could just challenge with the Bubble Bear and get rid of the Twisted Fate. Yeah, just like that. It's fine. Ooh! I can just drop down Kai'Sa right now. Didn't even realize that would be a synergy with our power. But yeah, it seems like the Powder Monkeys are even better than I anticipated.
Every move just makes me stronger. There's still time. There has to be.
Now we're even able to kill the opponent one turn earlier.
A small victory is a victory all the same. Good work.
I wonder, will I be able to beat the Clock Hand the intended way, or will I just blast him with pure damage from the Kai'Sa? Also, picking up Twisted Fate there has a very nice synergy with our deck, because now we can go for Twisted Fate turn 1. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of the Vakoran Bruiser. It's too expensive even with the cost reduction. $800 damage. Let's get rid of these, keep the cheap cards in hand. Ooh, this is very good. I can go Twisted Fate turn 1, Kai'Sa turn 2. I'm going to stun the opponent's large unit, obviously.
All that glitters.
Yeah. Whatever you say, opponent. If I do this...
Smiling.
Yep, the opponent's unit dies and I don't even run the risk of losing Twisted Fate. Perfect. I'm just going to go ahead and do this, completely clear the opponent's board. And I suppose I'll do this to develop a board of my own. Next turn would be nice if the opponent attacked into me. Or it doesn't even need to happen. The Time Bomb clears the Powder Monkey, so Twisted Fate ends up being the only thing on board. Oh, I messed up. I messed up by playing the 0-cost card. I forgot it would proc right away. Oh well. It wasn't a necessity to go for the kill immediately. At least this way we have a more exciting game. Yeah, the opponent's just doing his thing. Just summoning a bunch of landmarks and counting them down. Good thing I established a board presence. Let's do this here, ensure that Kai'Sa has the spell shield keyword. Now we drop down Kai'Sa. We proc scout, which buffs another of the opponent's units, but it's fine because my entire board is being buffed up as well. Or most of my board anyway. I can play another card. This time I am going to be careful. I'm going to go for the Darkin Harp here. Maybe I shouldn't have done that, maybe I should have gone for the attack right away. But I felt like that was a necessity. I don't proc scout here, because the free attack procs the scout anyway. Sure, that's enough. I think I'm just going to drop this down next turn, not even proc the Nexus Strike, just because I want the elusive. By the way, Kai'Sa is growing infinitely because of the spirit and the impact, so eventually I'll reach a point where it's just too much for the opponent to deal with. I can go Wings of the Cryo Phoenix and that clears the entire opponent's board. Honestly, that's probably for the best. And by doing that, I set up so that I can go Silent Shadow Seer into second skin, just like I planned. Ooh, and I even get to keep the Silent Shadow Seer because Kai'Sa had Deathless. Didn't even realize that. Unfortunately, the opponent had the Eye of the Rahorak, so the Silent Shadow Seer gets stunned anyway. Well, it's probably not relevant. Let's just do this, go for the attack with my units that are not stunned. They all have scout, so I get the second one after this one. And the opponent is in a pretty tough spot, because whatever he plays here is just going to die. Yeah, just like that. He'll just get blasted down by the Akatian Rain. It appears that I'm going to kill the opponent with damage instead of cracking the vault open. I just went for the nab because I had nothing better to do. We crushed the Exuberant. But Kai'Sa already has all of the keywords I need anyway, so there's no point. Sure, the opponent's summoning quite a threatening board, but next turn I get a free attack anyway. Yeah, let's go V-Crush here.
Now our celebration can truly begin.
Because it has elusive by default. I can do this and this. I'm going to attack with all the scout units for the sake of getting a scout effect off. Let's ensure that I pull this here. And I have to pull this one here. They both get cleared. I deal less damage to the opponent, but I make it so my second attack is safer and ensures lethal. Just like so.
There's nowhere to hide.
Guy says almost 20 impact. She's just dealing so much damage. What a board. Couldn't have done this against every opponent. Not all of them have this much health to chew through. It was nice to get Kai'Sa to that level of power. I'm very tempted to just go Power Riff on the Twisted Fate so I can go for an even cheaper Twisted Fate at the start of the game. I think I'm going to do just that. Hopefully I get some other item for Kai'Sa to increase consistency. Allied buffs except barrier are permanent. You know what? That actually works with the second skin effects. Even though Infielding Strike is great with Kai'Sa, I'm going to go for the can't stop, won't stop. It's not every day that we see that power being useful. Even though it's an epic one. I feel like that power is only epic because the card it's based on is epic. Because I'm pretty sure not that many decks can benefit from that power. The power riff is already putting in work, allowing me to go for a Twisted Fate right away. Just before the red card resolves, I'm just going to target the Twisted Fate with the second skin, so that this way I can drop down Kai'Sa immediately leveled up.
If it's made of sand, I can write.
Just like so.
Their every move just makes me stronger. Here is where we make our stand.
Stupid.
Wait, she didn't have a 10 attack? Really? My bad then.
Adding to the arsenal.
It's still fine though, because I can just do this. And kill the opponent's entire board and deal 59 damage to the opponent. Not even a challenge. Completely crushed that encounter. Not even all of his annoying tactics could save him from a turn 1 kill from Kai'Sa. Yeah, I think this deck is going to do fine against Ezreal. Crystal Carrier, I suppose. In case I need to drop him down instead of the Twisted Fate on the turn 1. Glutton for Punishment, Afterlife Forbidden, Converging Timelines. Converging Timelines sucks here. I guess I'm just doing Glutton for Punishment. Even though the chances that my units will take damage is very slim. Then again, against Ezreal might be relevant. Though most of the spells he plays actually deal way too much damage for the +2 health to matter. Yeah, we'll see. It will be a case-by-case basis. Let's go ahead and drop down the Twisted Fate. Hopefully he has an answer to this.
Who says I don't share?
He doesn't. So maybe I don't drop down Kaise immediately here. Maybe I go for the Dune Keeper. See what the opponent does. Nothing? Okay. Let's grant our TF impact. And let's second skin the TF. And now we can go for two scout attacks. That will absolutely destroy the opponent's health bar and set up so that Kaisa can kill him next turn. I didn't even proc the opponent's power. Must be my lucky day then. Let's buff up our unit and now Kaisa can come down. I suppose I have to make Kaisa 10 attack in hand for it to matter, not just 10 attack on board.
So long, boys. See you next time.
Neat. Wildfire, Pool Shark. Yeah, I guess I'll take the Pool Shark. And obviously we're going for the rare shop. All of these are terrible. I guess I'll take the sorcery. We don't really have a lot of spells to cast, but at the very least this way we can go for our spell casts a little bit more flexibly. And for our last card cut, we will cut Pilfered Goods. Yeah, I don't need to draw cards from the opponent's deck. 27 cards, a lean, mean, aggressive deck to take on Ezreal. Hopefully he doesn't have a insane turn 1 combo. Honestly, I'm going to keep the double trouble because I can go for it turn 1 thanks to the sorcery power. I'm just going to go Twisted Fate here.
Always up for a round.
See if the opponent has an answer to this. No, he doesn't. Interesting. Instead it chooses to duplicate the Evil Imperfectionist. Can't say I condone such a decision. Do you mind? Can you not target my units a billion times? Why did he stop there? He could have targeted my units even more. Not sure. Anyway, I wasted the opportunity to play Kaisa because I want to go for Kaisa the next turn. Let's go ahead and try to get rid of the Ezreal. If I could do it, that would be great. It appears the opponent just lets me kill his Ezreal. That's lucky. Normally they'll protect their Ezreal a whole bunch. But I guess the opponent just didn't have the cards in hand to do so. Okay, that's fine, you can target those 3. I don't care about them. In fact, that's even better for me because you're destroying the powder monkey. That just means that I get to play Kai'Sa for cheap.
Their every move just makes me stronger. I can almost taste it. The void.
And oh, I don't get the second skin because it's not my attacking turn. It's fine. I can just do this and deal enough damage to the opponent as is. Our opponent didn't stand a chance. Let's see what's the counter.
See you next time.
30 minutes or around 30 minutes. Unless the game says otherwise, this still wasn't enough to beat the Swain's record. But Swain is a bit better than Kai'Sa. Mostly because of the insane combo potential that the champion has. It was still a good run though. Quite pleased with it. But yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.